The Sheffield Declaration. You have probably heard of the Declaration of Independence, and are at least somewhat familiar with its opening words. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Well, the Sheffield Declaration made similar claims. This tiny town in Massachusetts was being abused by British tyranny, and a group of men got together and decided to write a list of resolves to let England know that this tiny American colony was going to stand up for its rights. The meeting to write the Sheffield Declaration occurred at the house of Colonel John Ashley, the committee's moderator, and it's likely there that a certain enslaved woman heard the words that would change her life forever. Mankind, in a state of nature, are equal, free, and independent of each other, and have a right to the undisturbed enjoyment of their lives, their liberty, and property. That woman's name was Elizabeth. She had worked for the Ashley family as a slave for over 13 years, along with her younger sister Lizzie and her young daughter. The Ashley family called her Mum Bet, or Betty, as did everyone else who knew her. She took care of menial domestic tasks for the family: cooking, cleaning, caring for children, washing, and mending. Mrs. Ashley was a notoriously cross woman, and Betty had to work hard to stay on the right side of her mistress's foul moods. Once, Betty's younger sister angered Mrs. Ashley so much that the older woman took a hot iron shovel from the oven and brandished it, intent on bludgeoning the young girl. Betty dove in front of her sister, throwing her arm up to block the blow. When Mrs. Ashley saw that she had crushed Betty's arm, she put down the shovel, ashamed. For the rest of that summer, every time anyone asked what had happened to her arm, Betty shrugged and said, "Ask Mrs.," embarrassing her owner's wife to such a degree that she never laid hands on Betty again. That January of 1773, Betty was around 30 years old. She might have been in the hallway doing one of her daily chores, dusting, sweeping, or scurrying to the kitchen, when she overheard the Colonel and 10 other men debating about what to include in the Sheffield Declaration. Like many enslaved women, Betty could neither read nor write, but her mind was sharp and her ears were keen. She stopped and listened carefully, catching snatches of conversation as the men refined the list of resolves that would be published in the Massachusetts Spy or Thomas's Boston Journal. Like Mary did after her visit from the angel who told her that Jesus would be born, Betty treasured these words in her heart. She would work for the Ashley family and the exacting Mrs. Ashley for 8 more years before she was ready to make a move. As Betty worked, the Revolutionary War raged. The 13 scrappy colonies who had once sworn allegiance to the British Crown had decided to take up the cause for independence. Patrick Henry's rallying cry became the cry of the entire nation as it was catapulted into war. "Give me liberty or give me death." As the men went to the front lines of battle to fight for the freedom they believed in, many enslaved men and women worked on the home front, dreaming of freedom themselves. In 1781, as the Revolutionary War was nearing an end, a plan started to take shape in Betty's mind. She was in town one day, perhaps running errands for Mrs. Ashley, when she overheard the Declaration of Independence being read at the village meeting house.